Uh-oh. Oh boy, we got a raw card, folks. That is never a good sign. Always good to see. What do we got next? Ooh, 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 look at that, folks. This is a real whale of a card. All right, folks, as I said, we've got a brand new PSA return that just came in the door here very recently. We're going to get this opened up. It is a 50 card PSA return. I have not yet peeked at any of the grades, so I don't know what kind of grades we're going to get out of the cards here from this submission. This was one of my last submissions from the calendar year of 2021. So I think this went out into the mail probably around Thanksgiving or so last year, and it took a decent amount of time to make its way back here. I guess I should say Thanksgiving of 2021, excuse me. So it's been a good long while, or excuse me, Thanksgiving of 2022. Man, I've got my years all mixed up here, folks. This has been gone for like a while, is basically what I'm trying to say. Before 2021, so in the fall of 2020, would have been when this thing went out. And this was, I just missed the quarterly special number 3 for Duel Monsters that they were doing at that particular time. So this was like a regular TCG value service or whatever they used to call it. And that service level has not been available for some time. So getting this box broken open here. As I said, I didn't look at the grades. I like the suspense. I like this to be, you know, a nice, exciting surprise here when we open these up. So here we go. 50 cards. Let's see how we're looking here. Okay, nice. They always do a really nice job keeping things well packaged, in my opinion. These are some heavy boxes this time. Wow. Good there. Okay, good. Get all the papers out of the way here. Pull this down. So here's what we got. We got 3 boxes. Each of these feels pretty heavy. I always like to start with the light boxes, so we'll start with the light one here and then work our way to the heavier items in this PSA return. So here we go. Let's start with this box. And again, I haven't seen these cards in a good long time, folks. Been a real long wait on these. Okay, this box is going to have some of the paperwork in it, I think. So let's see how I want to do this. Oops. We don't want to spoil the surprises here, folks. We gotta try to keep the suspense, keep them face down. Uh-oh. Oh boy, we got a raw card, folks. That is never a good sign. They're returning me a raw card in there. Means they didn't like something or they thought there was a counterfeit. Oh boy. Well, that's always a little concerning, but we'll get there one card at a time, right? Okay, let's move all this stuff out of the way. There you go. Advertisements. Always got to have some of those. All right, here we go. Let's get this show on the road, folks. What do you say? So our first card from this return, we've got a PSA 10, first edition, St. Joan. Nice. I really like this card. This is one of my favorite commons from the original sets. I really like this card. I graded a bunch of them because there weren't enough 10s out there in circulation, and now there will be. There'll be more 10s in circulation thanks to that card. We got another 10, St. Joan, Labyrinth of Nightmare. That's awesome. First edition. Really nice for registry folks. If you're doing a Labyrinth of Nightmare registry set, you can hit me up maybe, and I can see if we can try to work out a deal for that. Oh, good. We got another 10. St. Joan, Labyrinth of Nightmare. Here we go. Off to a good start. What do you say? Lots of 10s. Another 10. St. Joan. This is pretty cool, guys. Definitely have some spares here, so we might be able to part ways with a couple of those. This one's a mint 9. That's okay. We did get quite a number of 10s there. Now, what do we think is going on here, folks? What do you think the problem was with this card? Let's find out. Authentic question mark? I guess that means they thought this was like a fake. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's got that funky kind of orangish on the back of it. So, all right. So be it. They thought it was a fake. What are you going to do? Sometimes it's not clear if it is. I'll have to look at it again carefully and figure out what happened there. But, oh well. They thought that one was a fake. Moving forward, let's see what we have next. We've got a mint 9 St. Joan. You can see I was really trigger happy on the St. Joans in this submission. Next up, another mint 9 St. Joan. What's next? Mint 9 St. Joan, first edition. Whoa, we got a PSA 5. That's not so good. We'll put that to the side. Next card, another PSA 10 St. Joan, first edition common. That's always good to have. And we've got another PSA 9 St. Joan. So now that those commons are out of the way, let's work our way to maybe some big hitter cards. There are, if I recall correctly, if this is the correct submission, quite a number of some pretty big hitters hiding in here. So don't click away here just yet, folks. Those commons, I think, are just the appetizer for this this PSA return. So, okay, moving on to the next portion of this return, folks. Right now, we've got a bunch of 10s from St. Joan, got a couple 9s, and we got some junk over there on the left. But it's okay, you know. You got to roll with the punches. Sometimes you're going to win, sometimes you're not. So, what do we got next? Ooh, we got a mint 9 Solemn Judgment, unlimited. Nice. Next, we got a, wow, look at that, PSA 10, Judgment of Anubis, secret rare. It's unlimited, but, you know, that's still a pretty good grade. PSA 7, Harpy's Feather Duster. This was a childhood copy, magic card here. I just wanted to get it graded. I knew it wasn't going to get a good grade because it did have some wear and tear on it, but that's still a nice sentimental piece in the collection. Next up, we've got a Gen Mint 10, Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth. Really cool, right? The sacred cards. I know this was a pretty common, plentiful thing, but still a really nice grade there on a big hitter card. So always good to see. What do we got next? Ooh, look at that, folks. That is a first edition Invasion of Chaos, PSA 10. The big whale. This is a real whale of a card here, folks. Real happy about that grade. That's probably our, if we want to have our reigning champion so far for this return, that's definitely it in the PSA 10 pile. I know you can't see it in the camera, but I'll put them there for everybody's enjoyment. Next card, we've got a PSA 8 Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. That's cool. Not a great grade, but still cool. Next up, we've got a PSA 10 Book of Moon Magic card, first edition. Really nice. Nice looking card there. Next, okay, PSA 9 Penguin Soldier. That's fun. Starter deck Joey. Another PSA 9 Penguin Soldier, starter deck Joey. That's fun. Next card, we've got a Mint 9 Blackluster Ritual, first edition. This is from the starter deck Kaiba Evolution, I believe. Yep, that's right. So that's cool. Next up, we got a Mint 9 Blackluster Soldier. That looks pretty nice, folks. Really nice looking card. As I recall, this one I thought had some 10 potential to it, but apparently not. But still a really nice card. Big hitter. face card there from the starter deck, so that's good. Next card, we've got a Mint 9 Sangan. Okay. Next, we've got a Mint 9 Obnoxious Celtic Guardian. This is from the collector's tins. Okay, it's all right. I would have liked a 10 out of that, but so be it. We've got a nice. We're doing pretty well here. We're batting at a pretty good average right now between the PSA 9s and 10s. So I am thankful about that. I'm getting some good grades here. We got a PSA 10 Insect Queen. You guys know that's one of my favorite cards on the channel. And I bought out a whole bunch of these last year, I guess 2 years ago, as raw cards. And here we go. We got 110 out of that, venture, shall we say. Next card, we have another PSA 10 Insect Queen. Here we go. I think I submitted like a bunch of these, so get ready. Buckle up. Oh man, near Mint 7. That is not good. But at least we got 2 10s out of it. So next card, we've got a PSA 8 Insect Queen. Next up, we've got a PSA 9 Insect Queen. Revenge of the Insect Queens here, folks. Insect Queens and St. Joan. They had a real good showing here in this return. That's another PSA 10 Insect Queen from the collector's tins. So good stuff there, guys. Now, if this last box contains what I think it contains, we're going to have a lot of fun here in the last leg of this opening. So next box. Okay, next box here, folks. The final leg of this PSA return. Let's go ahead and hit that like button, folks, and maybe drop some comments down there so that we get some good feedback here before we go through the final stack of cards from this PSA return. So, with that said, folks, with those likes posted and all those comments on the board, here we go. We've got a Reaper of the Cards, PSA 8, first edition. Next up, we've got a Reaper of the Cards, PSA 9, first edition. Next up, we've got a Reaper of the Cards, PSA 9, first edition. I have a feeling we're going to get some more Reaper of the Cards, folks. Another Reaper, PSA 9. Come on, let's get a 10 from the Reaper. Oh, PSA 5. Not what I'm looking for. Here we go. Let's go. Let's get a 10. Let's get a 10. Mint 9. They must have like an LOB policy that just says, give as few 10s as you possibly can to those first editions. Another Insect Queen. Look at that. Just out there in the mix. Okay. Another Mint 9 Insect Queen. Oh, there we go. Another PSA 10 Insect Queen. Surprise. Got a bunch of these. That's really good. Next card. Another Mint 9 Reaper of the Cards. Next. Oh, here we go. All right. So I submitted, no joke, folks, like 10 copies of the Luster Dragon first edition from LOD. Trying really hard to do some pop expansion here, folks. This is a card that only had like 8 copies or 9 copies of PSA 10s at the time that I submitted it. And it is infamously one that is off-center, has tons of production issues. List goes on and on about how this is a hard thing to grade a 10. So let's keep our fingers crossed here, folks. Let's get a special comment, maybe a special like or something on this video to see if I can get a PSA 10 Luster Dragon first edition from LOD, one of my favorite cards ever. So we've got a 9. That's good. Let's see if we can get a 10 out of this stack. We've got another 9. Here we go, folks. Let's see if we can get a 10 from the Luster Dragon. Whoa! Okay, folks. This is like a very big deal in the Yu-Gi-Oh community right here. This is a very, very rare occurrence. In fact, I don't know that I've ever seen somebody do a videotaped PSA return of a graded PSA 10 Luster Dragon. It may be, and you guys can keep me honest in the comments, one of the first times that a Luster Dragon has been recorded on videotape from a PSA return coming back as a 10. This is honestly one of the highlights of my collection, frankly, is to grade a 10 This was a raw card. This was like a raw thing. All these were raw cards, by the way, that I had purchased on eBay, you know, back in maybe late 2020, I think is when I started to really escalate some of my, you know, search activities. So that is a huge victory, folks. This is definitely probably one of the biggest cards I've ever gotten back in a PSA return, ever. And I don't know what I'm going to have to, I'm going to be holding on to that probably for a while. I already have a copy of this thing actually in PSA 10. I paid quite a bit of money for it a few years ago. So yeah, this is a big deal. Really big deal right there. What's next? Oh! Woo! Guys, I honestly am a little speechless right now. This is 2 PSA 10 Luster Dragons, first edition, from Legacy of Darkness. One of the hardest cards in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! To grade in PSA 10. Correct me if you think I'm otherwise, right? Correct me if you really believe otherwise, but this is honestly one of the most difficult cards to grade a PSA 10. Less than 10% of the copies that get submitted will grade a 10. It used to be like 7 or 8% of what got submitted would grade 10. So this is a first in history to see 2 PSA 10 Luster Dragons come back in the same PSA return. I could be holding quite a bit of money there, right? Those are some pretty fancy cards. So let's see what's happening. Let's see if we can maybe get another 10. Wouldn't that be something? 3 PSA 10 Luster Dragons. Whew. What do we got next? Let's see. Nope, that's a mint 9. That's okay. That's all right. We got 2 10s out of it, which is a pretty big deal, folks. I'm still like not really over that yet. PSA 8, good. Next up we have a PSA 8 Luster Dragon. Next up, we've got a PSA 5. Look at that. I put that in there just to train the grader, by the way. You can see the centering is extremely terrible. But otherwise, the card quality was very good. The only oh, never mind. It's got a real boo-boo there on the bottom. But the reason I put that in with a whole stack of these things was so that the grader would see this thing first, which I think was one of the first ones that was in the stack. And they would kind of work their way through them and eventually get up to these ones that had some 10 potential. And you can see evidently that strategy, whether that was what did it, because I submitted so many of them, right? It was like a huge shotgun style submission of whatever this was, like 10 copies of this thing. It did work. And it's, you know, this is a massive moment in the pop report history for the Legacy of Darkness set in Yu-Gi-Oh! So this was a PSA 5. All right, our final card. Let's see what we have here, folks. The final card is a Mint 9 Reinforcement of the Army Magic card, unlimited from Legacy of Darkness. So, guys, this is a huge submission here. Really good average. You can see that the average was between 9 and 10. So my eye is getting better at grading cards and pre-screening stuff. Huge deal, folks, that there were 2 PSA 10 Luster Dragons that came back in the same submission. Never seen anything quite like that before. In one sub that's on video, this is the kind of card that people really don't grade anymore because it's very difficult to do so. So that's all, folks. Appreciate the time. As always, please leave a comment. Let me know down below what cards you liked from the return here this time. And thanks again for watching. This is the Parkside Merchant channel, and we'll see you next time.